The knock at 2 a.m. The storm had been raging for hours. Lightning split the sky above the forest like a jagged crack across glass. Rain hammered the tin roof of Mia's tiny rented cabin, each drop a harsh reminder of her loneliness. The power had gone out around midnight. She was curled on the old couch, wrapped in 2 thin blankets, listening to the wind tear through the trees. Living alone at the edge of the woods wasn't exactly safe, but it was cheap, quiet, and far away from the life she was trying to forget. Her phone buzzed weakly beside her. 2:13 a.m. Battery 11%. Then came the sound that made her bolt upright. Knock, knock, knock. Maya froze. She wasn't expecting anyone. No one knew she lived here. The nearest house was over a mile away. No car sounds, just 3 knocks, spaced, too perfectly to be the wind. She stood slowly, heart thudding, and tiptoed to the door. Her breath caught as she peeked through the narrow window. 2 figures stood in the rain, a man and a child. The man raised his hand again and knocked once more, louder this time. "Please, I'm sorry it's so late. My son's freezing. We just need to warm up." His voice was desperate but controlled, as if he'd been holding it together for hours. Mia's eyes fell to the boy beside him, maybe 6 years old, soaking wet, clutching the man's hand and shivering uncontrollably. Still, her mind screamed, "Don't open the door." But something else whispered, "You were alone once too." She grabbed the knife from her drawer, just in case, then slowly unlatched the door. The man stepped back, hands raised in a peaceful gesture. "We don't mean any harm. Our car broke down on the old mountain road. There was no signal. We've been walking for hours." The boy sneezed violently. Mia looked down at him, her heart aching. "You have a phone?" "Dead," the man replied. "I can charge it if I just need a place to sit for a bit. Then we'll leave." After a long pause, Mia opened the door wider. "Come in." They stepped inside gratefully, dripping water onto the floor. Mia tossed them a few towels, watching them cautiously. Mia," she said stiffly, "I live alone." "Ethan," the man said, drying his face. "And this is Liam." Liam offered a faint smile as his lips quivered from the cold. "I'll make something hot," Mia said, turning toward the small gas stove. As the water boiled, she studied them. Ethan looked exhausted, maybe mid-30s, unshaven, with soaked boots and a torn jacket. Liam clung to him like a shadow, barely saying a word. She gave them instant noodles. Liam ate like he hadn't seen food in a day. Ethan thanked her quietly. Afterward, they sat near the fire. Liam fell asleep quickly on the old futon. Ethan stared into the flames. "You live way out here," he finally said. "I like quiet," she answered. "And rent's cheap. That's the real reason?" He nodded slowly, as if that made perfect sense. "You running from something?" he asked suddenly. She turned sharply. "Excuse me?" Ethan raised a hand. "Sorry, that was rude. It's just people like us, living on the edge of the world we usually are." Mia didn't reply. Ethan sighed. "Forget it. I'm sorry." He gently stroked Liam's hair. The boy stirred and leaned into his father. It was strange. Ethan didn't look like a criminal. He didn't act like one either. In fact, he seemed overly careful, as if he were hiding, not attacking. "I can sleep on the floor," he offered. "You can take the futon with your son. I'm fine on the couch. Thank you." For real, most people wouldn't have opened that door. Mia hesitated, then spoke, softly. "Most people aren't 6 years old and freezing." The storm passed by morning, but the clouds lingered. Mia made weak coffee and offered some bread. Ethan accepted gratefully, while Liam tried to help clear the cups. It was strange. He was polite, like he'd been taught to behave properly in adult company. "You can charge your phone now," Mia said, pointing to the outlet. The power had returned around dawn. Ethan plugged it in but didn't call anyone. Need to make a call? She asked. No, he said too quickly, then softened. I mean, not yet, she frowned. Do you even have anyone to call? He hesitated. I did. Not anymore. Liam came to sit next to Mia. He watched her toast the bread and whispered, You're nice. She smiled despite herself. Thanks. So are you. Ethan looked like he wanted to say something more, but didn't. By afternoon, Mia noticed the long scratch on Liam's arm. She pulled out her tiny first aid kit and began gently cleaning it. Ethan flinched when she touched the bandage. It's not from me, he said quickly. He fell running through the woods. I'd never. Mia paused. I didn't. Say you did. But now her mind started whirring. Why didn't he call anyone? Why didn't he say where they were going, or where they came from? Where exactly were you headed? She asked. Ethan met her eyes. Away. From. He took a breath, as if weighing his words. I worked for someone. Did some things I wish I hadn't. It got dangerous. I took Liam and left. I didn't think it would be this hard. You could go to the police, Mia said. No, he said instantly. They're not safe either. Now she was scared again. But not for herself, for the child. You should leave tonight, she said gently. I will, he replied. We just needed one night, and you gave us that. That evening, Ethan made Liam thank her again. They sat by the fire one last time. Ethan wrote something in a small notebook and tore out the page, folding it into an envelope. I hope you never have to use this, he told Mia. But if anyone ever comes asking, this is the truth. She frowned. What do you mean? He looked at her one last time. Protect Liam. Protect yourself. Then he tucked the envelope beneath a mug on the table. By the time Mia woke up the next morning, they were gone. No goodbye, no trace, except for the envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter. You'll never know what you saved us from. If I vanish, it's not your fault. Don't let them lie to you. Liam deserves better than the life I escaped. Don't trust anyone in a suit, not even the ones who smile. Mia sat frozen, the letter trembling in her hand. And then a sound. Tires, crunching over gravel. She peeked through the curtain. A sleek black SUV was parked just outside her cabin. Two men in suits stepped out. Clean, formal, cold. One held a photograph. The other flashed a badge. Ma'am, the taller one said, we're looking for this man. She took the photo. It was Ethan, but the name below the image wasn't Ethan. It read, Dr. Adam R. Hale, missing CEO of Hale Biotech, reported. Disappeared 6 days ago. Her world spun because she hadn't taken in a drifter. She had taken in a man the world believed was dead. The men in suits Mia gripped the photo tighter, her heart pounding in her chest. She glanced up at the two men in suits. One of them was tall, with sharp cheekbones and icy eyes. The other was younger, with a too-perfect smile that didn't reach his eyes. Everything about them screamed control, like they were used to getting answers fast. You recognize him? The tall one asked again. Mia's fingers shook slightly. She slid the photo back into his hand, careful not to show her fear. No, she lied. Never seen him before. They exchanged a quick glance. The younger one spoke next, tone lighter. You sure? He may have been traveling with a child. A young boy, looks about 6. Mia tilted her head. I live alone, no visitors. Mind if we look around? The tall man asked, already stepping toward the porch. Mia stepped in front of the door. Yes, I do mind. That gave him pause. The younger man gave a tight smile. We're with a private agency working with the Hale family. Dr. Adam Hale is the CEO of Hale Biotech. He's been missing for nearly a week. Last seen, withdrawing cash in a small town about 50 miles from here. This area showed up in our search radius. "I'm sorry," Mia said, "but I can't help you." For a moment no one moved. Then the older agent gave a curt nod. "If you do see anything, or remember something, you'll call, yes?" He handed her a plain white card. No name, no agency logo, just a number. Mia took it, nodded once, and shut the door as they stepped off the porch. She didn't breathe until the SUV disappeared down the gravel road. Back inside, Mia locked every window and door. Then she dug out the letter Ethan, Adam, had left her. "Don't trust anyone in a suit, not even the ones who smile." Her hands trembled. Who were they really? Government agents? Corporate men? Mercenaries? Whatever Adam had done, it was more than just leaving a job. He was a billionaire CEO. What kind of danger had he brought to her door? She thought of Liam, his tiny arms, his shivering body, his quiet, "Thank you." And she knew one thing. She couldn't let them find him. For the next 2 days, Mia stayed hidden. She turned off her phone, covered her tracks online. She even walked into the woods to erase any footprints left behind. She didn't know if Adam and Liam were safe, but she had to believe they were. But it didn't last. On the third night, just after sunset, someone knocked again. This time it wasn't loud. It was soft, careful, almost afraid. She grabbed the knife from the drawer again and crept to the door. "Mia," a voice whispered, "it's me." Her breath caught. She flung the door open, and there he was. Adam, wearing a different jacket, covered in mud, with Liam sleeping on his shoulder. "What? Are you insane?" she hissed. "You came back." He stepped inside quickly. "We didn't have a choice. They're everywhere." She locked the door behind him. "What are you talking about?" Adam lowered Liam gently onto the futon. The boy stirred, then drifted back into sleep. Adam turned to her. "I thought we could make it, but they're tracking everything. Phones, cards, license plates. I can't trust anyone out there." "So you brought him back into danger?" Mia snapped. "They were here, Adam, looking for you. They had your picture." "I know, I saw them," he said quietly. She blinked. "What?" Adam sat down, running his hands through his wet hair. "I've been watching the cabin from the tree line since I left. I saw them arrive. I saw you lie to them." "You've been watching me," she whispered. "I didn't know if I could trust you," he said. "But you didn't give me up. You protected Liam. You didn't have to. I owe you everything." Mia leaned against the wall, trying to breathe. "What is going on, Adam? Why are they chasing you? You're the CEO of some giant biotech company. Why are you hiding like a fugitive?" He looked at her, and in his eyes she saw something new. "Fear, because I discovered something," he said. "Something they never wanted me to see." Adam stood and walked to the window, watching the woods like they were listening. 6 months ago, I was working on a classified project. One even my board didn't fully know about. It was buried deep in our research division. My company, Hale Biotech, was developing something called Viral 12, Mia frowned. "What's that?" "A virus, a genetically engineered one, originally developed for targeted cancer therapy, programmed to attack only specific mutated cells. It was brilliant, revolutionary, but it got corrupted. Some scientist altered. It's someone inside. Suddenly, Viral 12 could be programmed to target anyone, based on genetic markers, eye color, race, DNA. Her blood ran cold. "That's not medicine," she whispered. "That's a weapon." Adam nodded grimly. "Exactly." I confronted the board. They told me to back off, that I wasn't in charge anymore. They'd been taking money from private military contractors. Billions. I tried to shut it down. Next thing I know, my emails are gone. My account's frozen. My face on the news as missing. I had to run. Mia sank to the floor. "And Liam, my son, he's all I have left." He hesitated. "His mother died 2 years ago. She knew something was wrong with the company even back then. She begged me to leave. I didn't listen." A long silence fell between them. Outside, the wind picked up. Finally, Mia whispered, "So what now?" Adam turned. "I need your help." "No," she said instantly. "I'm not part of this. I didn't ask for this." He stepped closer. "You already are part of it. The moment you let us in. The moment you didn't turn us over." Her voice trembled. "I'm just a girl who works in a bookstore, Adam. I'm not a spy. I'm not a fighter. I don't even have a real family." "You have something better," he said softly. "You have a heart. You gave us a chance when no one else would." She looked at Liam, still asleep, clutching the blanket like it was the only safe thing in the world. Mia swallowed. "What do you need?" That night they made a plan. Adam had one last contact, a reporter in Chicago, someone he trusted. If he could get to her, they could expose the whole operation. But getting there would be impossible. Every major airport, highway and train station was being watched, so they would go by back roads, avoid cameras, sleep in abandoned cabins, cross the state lines at night. It would take days, maybe a week. "I need you to come," Adam said. Mia blinked. "What?" "Liam trusts you. He listens to you. I can't do this alone. I barely know you." "You know enough." She didn't sleep much that night. She kept watching the boy, wondering how someone so innocent had ended up hunted by powerful people. She thought of her own past. The alcoholic stepfather, the aunt, who kicked her out at 16, the years of couch surfing, the days without food. She'd survived worse than the road. By morning, her bag was packed. She left a note on the table just in case. "If anyone finds this cabin, don't follow. We're not coming back." As they stepped outside, Liam took her hand. Mia glanced at Adam. "What if we get caught?" He looked ahead, eyes steely. "Then they'll have to kill me first." Shadows from the past. The car Mia borrowed was barely holding itself together. An old hatchback she used for grocery runs now became their escape vehicle, loaded with a small backpack, blankets, instant noodles, and silence. Mia drove. Adam kept glancing in the rearview mirror. Liam, still trusting and oblivious, sat between them, hugging his stuffed dog. They avoided main roads and gas stations with cameras. Each mile away from the cabin was a mile deeper into uncertainty. But Mia couldn't forget the look on Liam's face when he smiled at her that morning. It reminded her of someone, her little brother, the one she hadn't seen in 12 years. They stopped near a forgotten highway in Illinois, where Adam had once bought land under a false name years ago as part of a corporate deal. The house was abandoned, but intact. That night, as Liam slept curled beside a fire pit, Adam laid a printed photo on the table. It was blurry and faded, clearly taken from a security camera feed. Two men. One of them looked exactly like the smiling agent Mia had met at the cabin. The other was harder to make out, but had a distinct tattoo on his neck. A serpent. "I know that guy," Adam muttered. "Name's Price, ex-military. Works off books now. He's not looking for me because of concern, he's hunting." Mia stared at the image. "And the smiling one? I don't know. He's new, never seen him before, but something about him scratched at the back of Mia's memory, a smile that didn't match the eyes." The next evening, they stopped at a diner. Mia went inside alone to pick up takeout, while Adam stayed in the car with Liam. The bell above the door jingled as she entered. A young waitress with heavy eyeliner nodded politely. A few truckers sat at the far end. Quiet. Normal. Two. "Normal," she ordered quickly, tapping her fingers nervously on the counter. Then, from behind, a voice said, "Mia?" She froze. Her throat tightened. She turned, and there he was, Logan, the boy who had once been her best friend. Her first kiss. Her betrayal. Logan looked almost exactly the same, except taller, with a badge now clipped to his belt. Mia's heart sank. "What? What are you doing here?" she asked, her voice tight. "I work security for an investigation unit now," he said, confused but kind. "I didn't expect to see you again." She faked a smile. Yeah, been a while. He studied her, eyebrows furrowing. You okay? You look tense. I'm fine, she said quickly. Just tired. I'm heading to see family. In that rusted hatchback outside, Mia's blood ran cold. You're watching me? No, God, no. I just recognized you from the window. He tilted his head. You're traveling with someone? She hesitated too long. Logan's tone changed. Mia, talk to me. I'm not here to hurt you. No, she whispered, but the people you work for might. That made him pause. His smile faded. Are you in trouble? Mia glanced behind her. I have to go. But Logan reached gently for her wrist. Please, just let me help. And she snapped. You want to help? She hissed. Where were you when my stepfather hit me and threw me out? Where were you when I slept on benches for weeks and you never came? He looked shattered. I was a kid, he whispered. I didn't know what to do. She grabbed the takeout and bolted. Back at the car, she tossed the food inside and jumped. Go, she said. Adam didn't ask. He just drove. Only after they were safely miles away did she speak. I saw someone I used to know. He's working with them. You sure? I'm sure. And in her gut, she knew something else. Logan would follow her. 2 nights later, they stopped at a motel in Indiana under a false name. Adam paid in cash. Liam had developed a fever, and they needed rest. Mia sat by the bed, pressing a cool cloth to his forehead. I'm okay, Liam mumbled. You're more than okay, she whispered. You're the bravest boy I've ever met. He smiled faintly before falling asleep again. Adam stood in the doorway watching them. His expression was unreadable. You'd be a good mom, he said suddenly. Mia looked away. Don't say that. Why not? Because no one ever said that to me before, and I don't know what to do with it. Adam stepped inside and sat beside her. That's the thing about good people. They don't know they're good. A beat passed. Then he added, when I ran, I didn't have a real plan. I just knew I had to keep Liam safe. But after that night in your cabin, I started hoping again. She looked at him. Why me? I've met powerful people, rich people, smart people. But you opened your door to a soaked stranger and his son. That's strength I've never seen in boardrooms. For a second, it felt like time paused. Then, glass shattered. The motel window exploded inward. Adam tackled Mia to the floor just as a silenced bullet thudded into the wall where her head had been. Liam screamed. Adam pulled out a pistol from his bag. Back exit, now! Mia grabbed Liam and ran. They barely made it out the back as more bullets flew through the motel walls. The hatchback screeched onto the road as a black SUV appeared from behind a nearby building. It was them, same agents, same men in suits, only this time they weren't asking questions. They were trying to kill. The chase lasted nearly an hour. Mia drove like someone possessed, cutting through small roads and barely lit alleys. Liam clutched her from the back seat, terrified. Adam fired out the window once, popping one of the SUV's tires. They finally lost them in a narrow forest trail. Where the hatchback barely fit, smoke hissed from the engine. They had to ditch the car. Now what? Mia gasped. Adam opened the trunk and pulled out an envelope. Plan B. Inside were 3 fake IDs, a flash drive, and a photo of a woman. Her. Name is Clara Monroe. She's the journalist. If we reach her, she can blow this wide open. She already has pieces of the puzzle. I just need to give her the final key. And where is she? Downtown Chicago. Mia blinked. Are you out of your mind? That's the worst place to go now. She's our only shot. Mia looked down at Liam, then up at Adam. Then we don't waste time. They began walking through the woods, using the stars as their guide. Hours later, when they finally reached a safe house Adam had memorized, an old hunting cabin locked and dusty, Mia collapsed onto the wooden floor. Liam curled up beside her, whispering, Are we gonna be okay? Mia ran her fingers through his hair. Yes, baby. We're gonna be okay. She wasn't sure she believed it, but she had to say it anyway. As Adam secured the perimeter and boarded up the windows, Mia stared into the fire. A sound made her flinch. A knock this time. It wasn't at the front door. It came from the side window. Adam raised his weapon instantly. Mia peeked and gasped. Logan, soaking wet, hands raised, alone, mouth forming two urgent words. They're coming. The truth must survive. Mia froze, outside. The cabin. Logan stood in the rain, unarmed, breathless, his eyes pleading. They're coming, he mouthed again. Let me in. Adam aimed his pistol toward the door. Don't! Mia stepped between them. He helped me once, if he wanted. To hurt us, he would have brought them here. We can't take that risk, Adam growled. We also can't fight a war alone. Adam hesitated, but Mia had already unbolted the side door. Logan stumbled in, soaked, shaking. You led them here? Adam snapped. Logan looked at Mia. I didn't, I swear. I left them. I've been trying to keep them off your trail since the diner. Mia didn't know who to trust, but Logan's eyes were red. He hadn't slept, and his palms were bleeding, scraped raw. I bought you an hour, he said. Maybe two. That's not enough, Adam muttered. We need to reach Clara. She's already building the report, but she needs me to verify everything, every document, every file. She's in Chicago? Logan asked. Adam nodded. We go now. No more hiding. The streets of Chicago were slick with rain as dawn broke. Mia clutched Liam in the back seat of Logan's borrowed car, while Adam sat up front, scanning every alley. Logan drove fast but steady. Her office, River. North, 6th floor, east corner, Adam said. Mia checked Liam's pulse. The fever was gone, but he was exhausted. Pale. We'll make it, she whispered, more to herself than him. But as they turned the final corner, everything fell apart. Two black SUVs blocked the street. One pulled up from behind. Trapped. Adam cursed. It's them. A dozen men in dark tactical gear stepped out, bulletproof vests, rifles, silent efficiency. From the lead vehicle emerged the smiling agent, same slick hair. Same eyes that never smiled, only this time he wasn't pretending. Run, Adam shouted. Logan floored the accelerator and crashed through a newspaper stand. The car skidded onto a narrow pedestrian alley. Gunshots cracked through the air. Glass shattered. Liam screamed. Mia threw herself over him, covering his head. Logan twisted through the back alleys like he knew every turn, until they reached a delivery garage behind an old hotel. Upstairs. Adam barked. They raced into the stairwell, Logan holding the door while Adam, Mia, and Liam sprinted up all 6 floors. Bullets pinged the metal railings as boots thundered below. Adam kicked open the door to the newsroom. A woman with short, silver-streaked hair stood at the desk, frozen mid-coffee sip. Clara, he gasped. She dropped the cup. Adam, Jesus, they said you were dead. No time. Upload the files. Now. She pointed at the server terminal. Adam slammed the flash drive into. The port. Outside, the elevator dinged. They're here, Mia whispered. Clara rushed to the door and bolted it shut. That won't hold long. Files began transferring. Percentage slowly ticking up. 2%, 17%, 23%. Come on, Adam muttered. Gunshots blasted the hallway. Wood splintered. The agents were cutting through. Logan grabbed a metal rod and stood ready at the door. Clara whispered, You better be right about this story, Hale. If I publish it, I'm on every hit list imaginable. You'll save lives, he said, at percent, 62%, 74%. Then, boom, the door burst inward. Chaos, smoke, screams. Adam shielded the computer. Mia pulled Liam behind an overturned desk. Logan charged with a metal rod, knocking one man down. The smiling agent stepped through the smoke, calm as ever. Adam Hale, he said. CEO, fugitive, fool. You weaponized science, Adam spat. You turned hope into death. Spare me the morality. This is evolution. He raised his gun toward Adam. Bang! Mia screamed, but it wasn't Adam who fell. It was Logan. He'd stepped in front of the bullet. His body dropped with a gasp. Mia crawled to him, shaking. "No, no, 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 Logan!" His eyes found hers. "I owed you more than words." Then he was still. Adam tackled the agent. They struggled. Fists, elbows, knees. Finally, Adam got the upper hand, slamming the man's head into a desk. Clara screamed, "Uploaded! It's online! It's out!" Adam stood, shaking. Mia clutched Liam, eyes still on Logan's body. Sirens wailed outside. The Chicago PD had arrived. 2 days later, the world changed overnight. Headlines exploded. Hale biotech scandal. Secret bioweapon exposed by missing CEO. Viral 12, targeted virus designed to wipe out populations. Whistleblower protected. By local woman, killed agent confirmed mercenary. The smiling agent's real identity. A contract killer for a foreign defense group. The board of Hale Biotech. Arrested. Clara's story hit every screen in the world. Adam Hale was no longer a fugitive. He was a hero. They buried Logan in a small-town cemetery. Mia stood over the grave in silence, holding Liam's hand. She didn't cry. Not until Adam wrapped an arm around her shoulder. "He saved us," she whispered. "And you saved me," Adam said. "I never told you what was on that flash drive." "What?" He pulled out a photo. Mia gasped. Her younger brother, 8 years old, hospital bed, IV in his arm. "He was one of the first victims," Adam said. "Your brother was part of the trial before it was altered. He wasn't supposed to die, but the board approved it." Mia's legs gave out. She dropped to her knees. "I'm sorry," Adam said. "I didn't know until I ran." She sobbed, not just for her brother or Logan, but for the girl she used to be, the one who'd been alone, unloved, forgotten. Not anymore. 6 months later, Mia stood at the counter of a new bookstore. Bright shelves, warm lights, a children's reading corner, a sign on the wall, "Liam's Light, Books That Heal." She ran the shop by day. Adam consulted for non-profit science labs, and Liam, he was just a boy again, safe, smiling whole. One evening, Adam came by early to close the shop. He brought flowers. "You did it," he said. Mia smiled. "We did." He looked at her, something gentle in his eyes. "Can I ask something crazy?" She raised an eyebrow. "You've already done that. Remember the part where you crashed into my life with a kid and a target on your back?" He laughed. "Fair." Then he held out a small velvet box. Inside, no ring, just a key. "To the cabin," he said. "Our safe place, in case we ever need to disappear again." Mia took it slowly and nodded. Because sometimes the people who break into your life are the ones who help you rebuild it. The end.